So, Griff, speaking of the Cowboys, we got some stuff to talk about. I know it's preseason and all that, but
doesn't count.
0-1 and the don't even think about it, just bet it.
Well, no,
0-1.
No, I officially agree. I am 0-1 in the preseason. Don't even think about it, just bet it. I got 3 games this year to get my record up, so I can go 2-1 is my best I can go.
So you're treating this just like how the NFL treats preseason. You know, doesn't really matter. Just trying to get the kinks out.
Yeah,
you know, the bubble players.
I'm 0-1 right now. It's all right. It's preseason. We had some of the backup bets going. You know, it didn't turn out well. So
That was a second stringer bet.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't have the starters in yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait till regular
Starters in.
season comes in.
Right.
Regular season, we're going 17-0, baby.
17-0.
17-0 in the regular season.
You heard it here first. Clip it.
Oh yeah, 17-0. I don't have one for this week.
I figured it was too early, but I was going to throw it out there.
Yeah, I don't have one. One thing I can bet on though is that Hard Knocks is going to be lit.
Yeah?
Hard Knocks is going to be lit. I think.
When
the
does
first
that start?
episode's-
On Tuesday?
I think it's when you'll be listening to this that day.
Today?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait.
Let's watch.
I was watching some stuff from the game and stuff like that, and I'm thinking like, yep, that's gonna be Hard Knocks. Like I was like watching someone like fumble, balls get tipped in the air, people making big tackles. I was like, that'll be like one of the little highlight clips, and you'll show the coaches getting hyped up on the sideline.
It's crazy how fast they can flip it around.
Yeah, I know.
When was that game? Thursday?
Yeah, this one will be even quicker.
Thursday-
Normally they get a whole week. Normally,
This one won't be in this. Yeah, it'll be in the next week,
yeah, Bryce probably will.
right?
Yeah,
they can't flip it that
the,
fast.
So the first, they usually like a week. So the first one will be just probably training camp, like the first week of training camp.
Dude, you're going to talk about like the poor workers in that office.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's our deadline? Tomorrow! Get it out!
One thing you gotta remember though.
Here's like
you're
50
fired.
hours of footage right here. Figure it out, edit it, get it out the door
like,
by tomorrow.
It's like Jake when he bitches about his year end. It's only 4 weeks out of the year they gotta do it.
Yeah.
well, they probably do other stuff.
I
They
feel
probably
like
work for HBO, right?
I feel like the Hard Knocks won't be that hard, or like wouldn't be that hard to edit it, but uploading it would be a bitch. Because we only have like an hour YouTube video that we try to upload, and that takes like
I don't think
all
they-
day.
I
dude.
definitely don't do the same
I don't
stuff
think
that
they're
we do.
uploading uploads the same way that we do.
Well, they still have to upload it to like some type of cloud-based thing to share it out to HBO.
I feel
it's
like their
definitely not a snap of
systems-
the fingers.
I feel like their internet and systems are way better than
I
ours.
agree. I do agree with that. But I'm saying that's a lot of like footage that you have to upload. And
I
like,
think the
especially
least,
being in 4K.
least thing they're worried about
That's
is,
what I'm thinking.
man, I hope we can upload this in time.
Like Tuesday comes out and they just send out a tweet like, "Hey, for all you watch,
still uploading?
it hasn't uploaded yet."
Like, all right,
you guys can make.
We're at 50%, y'all.
All right, we're gonna take a step back. You guys have never uploaded YouTube video.
Yeah,
So
I uploaded one here.
To the
You've never
power.
uploaded
I uploaded one here.
HBO
Well,
Max.
that's what I'm saying. I cannot. All right, I can't relate to them, but I can at the same time because I know the feeling that like you trying to hit a deadline and it just won't work. So
And the difference is they're a
Billion.
probably $billion organization.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is that I think that's like the bottom of their worry.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that it's a good probability that it could happen.
I don't think so. I think they've been doing it long enough. They got it to a science.
Yeah,
I'd be worried that there'd be like a dick in the locker room videos or something. Like the editor just missed it out. You just see like a star player in the back, butt ass naked.
It's like
around.
a few years ago when LeBron had like the sky cannon on him.
Oh,
With
his dick out.
Yeah.
He was tucking his shirt, which is weird. Who tucks their shirt into their underwear?
I do.
Weird move.
He's the GOAT.
Into your underwear?
My undershirt, I do.
You tuck your undershirt into your underwear?
Yeah, and then like my upper shirt into my pants.
Dude, you got layers upon layers, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
It's sweaty.
That is the
I've never worn
grossest
an
thing.
undershirt, so I don't know.
Yeah, because you're so frat. We get it.
I get to show your chest.
But I just think that's gross when you bend over and somebody's ass crack's hanging out. Like, tuck your undershirt in, bro.
Into your underwear.
Into your underwear.
No, I don't think that's right.
if your shirt's tucked, your ass crack shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
That's what
Even
you
if it's
think.
tucked into your pants.
But if you got like a short shirt that like doesn't really.
You got a short shirt, you probably shouldn't tuck it in.
I don't know, man.
I'm just 0 for 2 right now. So we're fucking like 5 minutes in.
I guess we'll figure out who tucks their shirts into their underwear. But
I'm just saying, I'm smashing
It's a good poll.
yeah, that's a great poll. Do you tuck your shirt into your shorts or underwear?
I just want to say I'm smashing the over on if HBO gets this uploaded in time. I'm saying 100%. They're not worried about it whatsoever.
I know they're not worried about it, but I'm just saying that I understand their pain.
I don't think there's any pain. I think they're fine. I think they're like, oh, we got
What's the
this all done.
show with the dragons? And
Game
the-
of Thrones. They had
Yeah,
the
Game of
Starbucks
Thrones
Cup.
had the Starbucks Cup. That's all I'm thinking.
They had the Starbucks Cup in there.
Like, it'd be so easy to miss something.
There was
like
also a post-game interview for the Bears, I think it was. Or no, never mind. It was the Bears. The last 2 seasons have had Club Dub, they called it. And they play music and like dance when they win games. And they go on Instagram Live and are Instagram Live in the locker room and stuff. And they were doing it, and Kyle Long was sitting there just butt ass naked. And they were making fun of him on one of the Barstool shows. He's on Barstool all the time.
Yeah.
And they said, Kyle Long, interesting last name. Doesn't correlate. They were like saying stuff like that to him. Yeah. You know, Kyle Long's your last
got,
name,
like,
really?
Deion Sanders in the back with his bag of weed. Just forgot to clip out, or someone shooting roids up in the back.
Didn't somebody for the Steelers get in trouble for that?
That was Antonio Brown a while ago, but he was like...
Or was he... No, for being on IG
Instagram
Live or Facebook Live or something
Antonio
like
Brown
that.
used to do it all the time, but he was doing it for like team meetings and all that stuff. They didn't want to, like, live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got you.
The club dub thing, they don't care because they just out there dancing and partying because they won a game. But his was like, they were like doing like, this pregame hype up speech and pregame, whatever. And the coach is like giving them like direction. Tomlin's like telling them like here's the game plan. He's like just like Instagram living it.
Jeez. So the Starbucks thing, this is off topic, but do you know that there's people in movie sets, like that's their actual job? So like let's say you're filming a scene and it's going to take 3 days. Like their job is to look at the previous day to see like how their outfits looked and like if they were wearing their hat this way or this way.
It. You can watch them movies and like catch
There's like a whole Instagram account that
specifically days and nights. Yeah. Like I'll see a clip and it'll
continuity
be at night, and then I'll see another clip and it'll be kind of sunny outside. And
yeah,
like, come on,
you
guys. Gotta fix that one.
They got to make sure they have the continuity.
That's an easy one.
People notice that stuff.
Or like if a tag's hanging out on a shirt and then it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't notice that all the time, but every once in a while I'll be like, that's not right.
Dude, the part that gets me is like, like let's say that we're facing each other and you know how the camera would be like over their shoulder, like looking at the scene. And they keep like cutting it back and forth to who's talking, or if like they cut it back and like your hair's swooped one way, and then like it comes back and the hair's like the other way. I always catch that shit.
So, we watched a movie upstairs last night, Jake, called a glorious film. Surprised it didn't win an Oscar, but it's called The Velocipaster.
Oh yeah, definitely not a glorious film.
You seen it?
I've heard of it.
It's about literally a pastor whose family gets killed, and he
By
gets
a dinosaur.
No, they get blown up. And he gets cut by this like magic like rock thing, and it turns him into a velociraptor, like a werewolf. He just turns into it, and it's a great movie, but it's very low budget, right? For the example, the scene where his parents got blown up at the beginning, they didn't have budget for the actual explosion, so it just was them. Then it cut to the next scene, they were not there, and the car was gone, and it just said VFX. Car on fire, like just text on the screen, VFX car on fire, like stuff like that.
I figured you were gonna say it's like the YouTube videos when they like do unboxings and they throw the box on the table and it's like
blows up.
No, some random ass clip of a bomb going off.
There was no explosion. There was just sound. There was an explosion sound and it just said VFX car on fire on the screen, but there was no car or anything, no people. And it's a big meme. It's all meme. That's the base of the movie. And but there was scenes like that where they were cutting back and forth and filming different times. So it'd be like daytime, then it'd be nighttime in the same scene, then it'd be daytime again. Like just in the back, like completely obvious in the background.
You would think that like just anybody with common sense would know.
Oh, it was the movie was a meme though. They did it on purpose. All the stuff was on purpose.
Gotcha.
The movie was a meme. It literally got really good reviews. Not good on like critic reviews, but fan reviews are really good because everyone just loved to watch it and like get drunk to it because it's like literally a meme. It's the most memey movie I've ever seen.
That's awesome. All right, let's get back on track. This is like last week's episode where we went from me getting engaged to getting a $20 rub from a prostitute.
Oh, God.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
That's perfectly on topic.
All right, so back into the NFL. Camp's in full swing, boys. And Burrow frustrated with himself. We kind of talked about this, what was it, Sunday. I get why he's frustrated, but, what do you guys think?
Does it make you nervous? That's the first question I have. Does it make you guys nervous?
Kinda.
Yeah, it makes me really nervous, actually.
Yeah, I think it's very important as a QB to be confident in the pocket and to be able to trust your O-line to hold up for you to make a throw.
Yeah. If Dak said he doesn't feel like himself and his ankles makes him nervous, I'd be really nervous.
Yeah.
Like what makes a good QB is going through your reads. And if you're one reading out, you're not going to be a good QB.
No, not at all.
Like if you don't feel comfortable to go through that second and third read, or at least extend the play, if you're just in there like first read dunk or throw away or something, like it's not going to work out.
I think that as much as I hate to say it about my own team, I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face to the O-line, saying that you're not really feeling comfortable back there, because it's essentially like saying, hey, I don't trust you 5,000-pound combined dudes to block these people.
Apparently, he wanted a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's about to
in
say.
The draft.
He better not complain about the O-line because they got some better O-line players, and they could have had another better one.
They did.
But he wanted the wide receiver, so you can't complain about that. Receiver. I don't think he was complaining about the O-line, though. I think it was more
not,
so he was saying he didn't trust himself.
Yeah.
I think it was more so that. Like, he was nervous about his own, like, his knee. Like,
he said,
he was as nervous about, like, the O-line hitting, not blocking people.
He said that his skills he felt good with, but it's just, like, he's just not, national championship form. Like, he doesn't feel that good
He'll come back
there. I feel like he will come back. It also makes me nervous that you have a unproven head coach in the NFL that I personally don't like, but your second year, technically, I guess you could say rookie, kind of, I don't know. Depends on how you want to think about it that way. But an unproven head coach and then a unerie quarterback back there, like, that's a sign for disaster. Like, you don't have somebody to, like, take the reins, like, hey, man, like, we got this. We're going to get through this together.
I mean, he was a quarterback coach, though.
What year head
right,
coach?
you're right.
His third year. As head coach.
Yeah, third year.
Yeah, like, starting his third year. Like, he's done
He's
two.
definitely unproven, though. He hasn't won.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's unproven.
But
Like,
he
I
is a
meant like he's had
quarterback.
two
coach.
full seasons.
I misheard you.
So if there's anything he should be good at doing, should be working with Joe Burrow.
You would think.
So hopefully that's the key. And for the knee, as someone who's had knee injuries, I'll throw it back to my MCL, the first knee injury I had. And so in baseball, when you round the bag, you're supposed to hit it with your left foot on the inside corner.
Yeah.
And I just like completely went away with that because I was like, that's sketchy.
Yeah.
My knee's going to feel like I'm going to slip and break it. But I mean, it comes back. Like eventually, like I started rounding bags the way you're supposed to and didn't even think about it.
Right.
So I think as he gets in and starts playing and takes some hits and gets tackled and his knee's fine, he's going to it's going to completely like go out of his head, hopefully.
And I think that they did a good enough job on the offensive line. I do think that they could have done better, but I like the idea with Chase. Like I've said before in past episodes, like they got rid of Green, didn't pay him the money, went out and got a cheap wide receiver, and then reinvested that money back into the offensive line. Granted, they're not the best players, but you guys are gonna like this. On paper, they were pretty high draft picks at one point in their career. So we might be able to turn it around.
As we've seen with Billy Price, though, high draft picks don't mean that they're
That's
gonna be
true.
good.
That's true.
Yeah, he hurt us.
That's why
I DM'd him the other day. Actually,
Oh yeah.
he didn't DM me back, but I'm throwing Hail Marys out to everybody, dog.
You sitting in him more real estate
He
cards?
lives close to us.
Yeah, I sent him a real estate card.
He lives close to us. Yeah.
He lives in your sister's neighborhood.
Right.
So, but if you can find us a picture of Billy Price, but yeah, that's all I got on the Bengals. I still I don't have high hopes for them. I mean, I'm gonna waste 17 weeks of my life watching them, rooting for them, but I think they're gonna be top 5 draft pick next year
Oh
again.
yeah, it's baseball season in Cincinnati. I'm pretty sure.
We're definitely a football town, no doubt.
Not this year.
Yeah, you're right. But what, 36% chance to make the playoffs? Is that what I said?
Hey man,
We'll get around to it.
They're getting close to the division there, and the
We'll
Brewers
get
got a
around
lot
to
of
it.
tough games.
I know.
they do.
We'll cover it in
They do,
MLB
they
talk.
do. But what do you think? I mean, we've said it before. Bengals not looking good. We're just gonna keep
They
that.
haven't done anything. Isn't the same. It's just some reports on Joe Burrow, which who knows what kind of
No, I just meant
what kind of BS he's feeding
overall.
reporters.
Like overall, like no
Like,
high.
how you feeling, Joe Burrow? Like shit. Tell
Yeah.
Steelers and Ravens and Browns I feel like shit.
Yeah.
we're gonna run the ball all over them.
Speaking of the Steelers, their second round pick wide receiver from last year, I believe. Griff, you might know who I'm talking about. Requested a trade.
James Washington.
the Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not that it has any relevance, but he was mad about his playing time in the Hall of Fame game. And so he requested a trade. I was like the first preseason game
I mean,
of the
to
year.
someone who's unproven, that might mean a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like
Yeah, I
that
don't
might
know.
be the difference from him being a game day one starter and him sitting the bench day
Yeah,
one.
it's true.
For him. Although it sounds stupid to us.
Definitely like a whole John Ross thing. Like, I guess you could think that you're better than what you actually are. I don't know. That's just me. Just hating on the Steelers too.
Yeah, the Steelers suck. I'd want to trade too.
Giants activated Saquon Barkley. Giants still gonna suck.
I
Think they are?
For sure.
I think they don't have a bad team. I just don't trust their quarterback. Like,
And they got a brand new head coach, didn't they?
they got Joe Judge. So the thing with the one thing about the Giants is I just don't trust Daniel Jones to not mess it up in crunch time. He loves to fumble. He's addicted to fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
He just likes to drop the ball. You need to be you need to like to throw the ball as a quarterback, but he likes to drop it. I think they could be decent. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division even too, because wouldn't be surprised if anyone in that division won that division. right?
don't
The way
know.
it was last year.
I
The
mean,
way I
I
see
think
that
the Washington
division-
football team.
Yeah, it's Washington or Dallas, probably the way I'm seeing that.
No,
division
I
wrapping up.
understand. I think it's been one of those two, but I'm just saying if, like, say the Giants came out and played good enough to win the division, right? I wouldn't be surprised if that whole division I think is going to be kind of bad. I think the Eagles are definitely going to finish last, though. That's my get. But could be wrong on that. Then the other thing, too, I think it was Joe Judge was making them, like, run. Did you hear about that? They had a couple players just, like,
Yeah, like getting into a fist fight or something.
they got in a fist fight, and Daniel Jones got sucked into the bottom of the pile like an old cartoon. They said he's at the bottom of the pile, and Joe Judge was pissed and made them like run laps. And so someone made the comment, they're like, I don't know if a bunch of millionaires are gonna like that. You know what I mean? It's different when it's like people trying to prove themselves and like a college kid or a high school kid, but he was making like everybody run, even like the guys who were like multimillionaires, like on the team, really good players and stuff like that. And so I saw a thing that there was some player who got signed to the team and basically said like, I like the culture around here. You mess up, they make you run. Like there's no BS. It's like real football guy stuff. And then that guy was part of the fight. They made him run. Then he retired. They've had like three players.
Bad look.
They've had three players just like retire from the Giants since he made him run.
I'm paying attention.
I don't
when we
think
watch
any
Hard
of them are
Knocks
big players.
how they run practices like that because
Yeah.
I know it's not like MLB or NBA is kind of really slack with
Yeah,
how the coaches are, but
NFL is definitely the least slack. I agree with that.
NFL is more strict and you listen to the guy in charge.
No, I agree.
for the most part.
I agree with that. I think it was different that like if you watch like even when you're watching Hard Knocks, a lot of the guys they're making like run and punish are like the borderline fringe guys that are really trying to prove themselves and make the teams. Yeah. Like I'm saying like they had guys like that were like they were paying like $15 million.
Can't be bigger than the team, dude.
No, I agree with
You
that.
can't be.
But I think when you make that much money, you have a little bit more like, oh, I have more sway with the team. I'm not saying I agree with
Nope.
that. I'm just telling you what these guys think, right?
They probably do think that.
Yeah, they're probably thinking they're paying me $15 million to run laps. Screw this. You know what I mean?
When I used to listen to Pat McAfee a lot, when he first came into the league, Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts, and like they would try to make that, the team that won the Super Bowl, like run laps, and Pat would like obviously sit back and kind of watch, but like Peyton Manning would be like, nah, fuck you, I ain't running laps. Like, this is my team.
No, I agree with that.
I'd be curious to see how like a Tom Brady would run it. I mean, he's never in a like losing scenario where he ends up on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, right.
But like we got to see what goes on in a Tom Brady practice or training
I'm
camp.
pretty sure he said that one because
Yeah?
Tom Brady's a troll on Twitter now. Like he's a big Twitter troll and just posts
yeah.
funny stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone said that like 2 years ago or something like that about him, and they said like, how come we never see? Or like, I would love to see Tom Brady's like on Hard Knocks to be hilarious. And he said, "There's a reason I'm never on Hard Knocks" or something like that. He like quoted it and like said, "There's a reason I'm never on Hard Knocks" or something like that.
Yeah, we'll never get to see it, but yeah,
Yeah.
someone knows what happens. They should let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw
You think Tom Brady's running sprints?
no chance, no way at all.
No, he's just eating
I
avocado
also
ice
saw,
cream.
yeah,
I mean, he's obviously a good leader, though.
Yeah.
oh yeah, no,
So,
there's
like,
no way
can you
he
be a
runs.
good leader and say, "Fuck that, I'm not running
Yeah, there's
sprints"?
no
You
way.
run
Do you really
sprints,
think
though?
that running sprints at that level like changes your mentality
I think
about
so.
anything?
Like it shows that
I don't
you're part of
think
the
it would.
team. That you're
No, I'm not. Like I'm saying, like as a punishment. Like, do you think that like this is what? Unless you're like a fist fight, like the Giants did, that makes sense.
Three
But
players retired, and they were fringe guys. They weren't like,
but if
they were
you
guys that were trying to make the team. Like, screw this.
like in baseball, if you make a bad throw and you piss the coach off, and he's like, run laps or poles or
poles.
whatever, like
Run poles.
yeah, like that makes you mad. But if you're in the MLB, like that ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna be like, oh, I just made a bad throw. Like, I'll get him next time.
Yeah, it's weird with the. It's just a higher level of professionalism.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I don't
expect
know.
you to do your job.
I guess I don't really have a problem with it. I can definitely see how millionaires get pissed off at it. I think money is a bigger motivator than running laps when they're in the
Oh,
NFL.
most definitely.
I think them making the team and getting paid and actually wanting to do good is a way better motivator
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
forcing someone to run till they're falling out and out of breath. And
I'm
passing
thinking
out.
about like training camp and what I've seen on Hard Knocks. Like the coaches they run drills and they do like seem.
We'll pay attention to it when
Yeah.
we watch this Hard Knocks. But I remember like all those like real nitty gritty drills. I seriously remember like beating these guys I've never seen before, never heard of, and you see the real big name players and they're laughing and joking around on the sidelines sometimes. You know what I mean?
We'll pay
I could be
attention.
wrong. We'll pay attention to see. I mean, not that they're not doing drills. Like I remember the Browns one, right? Like Myles Garrett was doing like all those drills, like hitting the bag and stuff like that. But I don't ever remember seeing Myles Garrett sitting there like maybe doing like push ups and doing all. I remember seeing him like doing the actual drills and stuff. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
I was
I'm
watching.
not saying he never does it, but
I was watching the NFL channel the other day, and obviously, I just got a glimpse of each practices because you know how they kind of like cover each practice on the NFL channel. But they went from the Steelers, and it was like T.J. Watt and the whole defense, like very organized, like running drills, like no like grab assing or anything. And then, of course, it cuts over to the Bengals, and you got, like, a dumbass, like, trying to chase the ball around, and then, like, they're, like, rolling on the ground, just, like, looking like idiots. And I'm like, as a Bengals fan, that shows you why the Steelers are so dominant.
Here's a question for you then. So, same thing happens at Bengals practice, except Burrow's part of it, like, actually part of it. Do you make him run with the rest of the team?
Yes.
Just coming off his ACL injury?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious you guys thought.
He's cleared to practice.
Yeah, if he could play football, he can run a lap.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Most
I'm
definitely.
just seeing the sketchy headline. Joe Burrow re-aggravates injury from a running drill post fight or something like that.
Then we get rid of Zach Taylor because that was his fault. No, I'm just kidding. But going back to the NFC East thing, you guys know that I'm big on coaching. Like, I think that coaching is one of the most, if not the biggest thing that wins championships. And in the NFC East, you have the Giants, who have a new head coach, the Eagles, who have a brand new head coach. I don't really think that Mike McCarthy is a very good coach, even though he does have a Super Bowl on his record.
I don't think he's that great either.
But, I mean, Washington football team is my front runner because,
Maybe good head coach.
yeah, they have a really good head coach.
I think
Took Cam to the Super Bowl.
I'm close to that. I still think quarterback's the most important part of a football team.
Yeah.
But in today's NFL, I think quarterback's the most important part. But
I mean, I do agree. You got to have the player.
I do think
but
Washington is the best head coach in the league. Not the league, but the
in that division.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and the
Cowboys
Giants.
have the best quarterback.
Huh?
The Cowboys have the best quarterback.
I agree. That's the only thing I think can help them.
Fitz Magic over Dak Prescott.
No.
No,
No.
I was just gonna see if you would agree.
I love Fitzpatrick, and he's electric, but no, he makes way too many mistakes.
Cowboys need to fix their defense. That's
Way
what they
too
need to
many
do.
mistakes.
They need to fix their defense, or else they're not going to
for
win the division. So we'll see. Some other things we need to talk about. Barkley, though. So would you guys? What's the earliest you guys would draft him in fantasy? For me, real quick, I personally would say I don't want to touch him with a 10-yard stick, just for the fact that like he's been hurt like the last 3 seasons, and I think that's so sketchy.
Bad player.
I think he's super talented. I really hope he can stay healthy, but I don't know. It's like the track record's not looking good for him. He keeps getting hurt. He hasn't played a full season yet in the NFL.
So you're saying he's a bad player?
I think that he's starting to get to the point where he's like having a bad career. I mean, like at what point do you call someone a bust when you take him number 2 overall and they get hurt every single season?
Yeah.
Like there's been guys that were insanely talented that just couldn't stay healthy, and it sucks. You know what I mean? But what I want to get at is like
You heard it here.
drafting
Chris thinks
him.
he's a bad player.
Drafting him like in the first round really sketches me out. I think I'd probably pass up on him in the first round. I could definitely see myself at the end of the first round being like, screw it.
I was going to
he's there,
say,
I'll
if you
take
got
him,
like a
but-
wraparound pick at the end,
Yeah, I can
and you're
see
like,
that,
I
but,
can
like-
grab Saquon and still a good, like on the wraparound,
Yeah.
a good running back.
It sucks.
He's so good.
I think he's too explosive for his own body. It sucks. It really does.
Who's that Falcons quarterback or running back that they just drafted? I think it was a guy from Alabama. He's got like
No, the what's it called? The Alabama guy, Steelers, Najee Harris.
it might have been last year. I don't know. He's like got giant quads. They're calling him like the next Saquon because remember that picture of
Oh, it was AJ Dillon. He went to the Packers.
Nah,
AJ Dillon's the quad dude.
I want to know. He was
A.J.
wearing a
Dillon.
Falcons.
AJ Dillon's got bigger quads than Saquon. That's what
Anyways,
everyone was talking about.
I pick Saquon mid to late second round. That's where I'm taking him if he's there.
I don't know. Just a running back that doesn't split carries like Saquon does.
Yeah.
They're so valuable.
Most definitely.
Just them
That's the
not.
one I was talking about.
Like, if there's a touchdown opportunity, Saquon's getting it, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're watching a Bengals game and Joe Mixon doesn't get the touchdown opportunity. They give it to, I don't know, P. Ryan or something.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, that would piss me off.
So that's like the benefit of having Saquon. Is if there's a touchdown opportunity, they're using
Yeah, I feel
Saquon
you.
to punch it in the end zone. So I think he's pretty valuable. Definitely if I was late first round and I had a wraparound pick, I'd probably do it personally.
Yeah.
But the injuries got to scare you to
Oh,
a
yeah.
point. Speaking of injuries, if you want to put it in Bengals terms, since I'm a lot
Mike Davis.
of people in here are
Mike
probably
Davis. He's old.
a lot of people in here are listening are
beast.
probably Bengals fans. Think about Tyler Eifert, how talented Tyler Eifert was, and the Bengals just kept signing him for league minimum.
Yeah.
Just because he couldn't prove himself because he kept getting hurt. We knew how talented he is. He's probably worth, when he's healthy, way more than league minimum, right?
Yeah. I mean,
League minimum.
he
Like,
got a big contract, didn't he?
I'm not sure what his contract was, but the Bengals signed him for league minimum like the last 2
Yeah,
years.
he got a big contract and then they like signed him after that. Yeah.
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 So it definitely hurts your value and your career as well when you get injuries like that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's still super talented and he's going to get a lot of touches. So I like the Saquon pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be terrified to take him because then he'd be like, it looks like a good pick. You know, the end of the first round, I got Saquon Barkley. He was going top 3 the last 2 years, and then he gets hurt after like week 5 or something. Right. And you only have him for the first 5 weeks. That's the only thing I'm terrified.
Who's the fantasy guy who like gives his input on where you should start people at?
I don't know. There's like a million of those.
He's like in the fantasy app. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways,
that dude sucks.
He's definitely
he sucks.
a valuable flex option for this year.
Is that what he said?
No,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know how you read like the player things?
Yeah.
It's like definitely a valuable wide receiver one.
I don't like that take for sure.
You're talking about Matthew Berry. He sucks.
Is that who it is?
Matthew Berry sucks.
All right, so back to Peyton Manning. He gets in the Hall of Fame, and then Tom Brady gets booed, which is fucking
Explain
hilarious.
this. I didn't watch the speech or the Tom Brady.
Well, Tom Brady showed up to give him support, and Tom Brady first. Someone said Tom Brady will show up to congratulate Peyton Manning, and he quoted it and said, "I'm just here to make sure this MF is still retired."
Yeah. So let's bring it back a few years ago. Deflategate. You remember that?
Deflategate, yes.
And Tom Brady got caught using deflated footballs versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tom Brady thought it would have been a good idea to support his buddy Peyton Manning, who had a bunch of Colts players sitting in his section. And so when Peyton Manning was giving his speech, he hinted at Tom Brady being there, and he got booed by all the Colts fans.
That's so soft. I mean, I guess like the game was against the Colts, but they were probably doing it to every team.
Yeah, but
Like it's not like
that was a pretty big game.
It's not like a targeted attack toward
Because wasn't that
Colts.
the
playoff game.
Yeah, it was a playoff game. Like they could have went to the Super Bowl, but Tom Brady cheated, and then I'm pretty sure he won a Super Bowl that
So
year.
is Tom Brady a fraud?
Oh, most definitely.
That's your guy.
No, I'm just kidding.
You love Tom Brady.
I don't love Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, dude.
You
He's
should say it should
dominant.
have been easier to pick.
Yeah, you love Tom Brady. It's like J.J.
What are you
Watt, Tom
talking
Brady,
about?
and Bryce Harper is like who Zach is like dreams about at night.
No.
Oh yeah,
What makes you think that?
you talk about Tom Brady all the
I
time.
mean, yeah, he's a good player.
you love Tom Brady.
He's a Rodgers
Definitely not like.
I know he's a Rodgers guy. He likes Rodgers. You're right. I should have said Rodgers.
Yeah,
Brady. But
Roger.
He definitely loves Tom Brady.
I mean, I would definitely take Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers in football any day.
Yeah, I think I would too.
But Bryce Harper, I already told you guys, my kids are going to be named Bryson
He's
Harper.
got an MVP push coming up.
Who does?
Bryce Harper.
Playing awesome.
I've
Yeah.
heard of it. I don't think he's there yet, but
Yeah, remember when you guys laughed at me for saying Bryce Harper was still good?
no, we did not laugh at you
Griff
for
did
that.
No,
when
no,
I
no,
put
no.
him.
Stop.
I put him like top 10 in the league, and you guys were like,
no.
"That's the fucking worst take I've ever heard."
He
blah,
wasn't top
blah,
10 in the
blah.
league at the time. He's playing like top 10 right now.
Well, he is now. He is now. Shit pisses me off.
You're making it seem like I was like, oh, Bryce Harper's a scrub.
I think you were comparing him to Mike Trout. This is probably why we jumped on you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he is like similar to Mike Trout. Like if they walked into the same room, I could probably not tell the difference.
I think one of the thing is Zach really the last like couple seasons shouldn't like Bryce Harper because he hit for a low average, just hit a lot of homers and RBIs.
I'm a ride or die. Ride or die, man.
I mean,
I'm not a fair weather fan.
You can't have it both ways. Just saying.
I just like him for his swing.
Well,
I do. His
his
swing is
stats
pretty.
can do whatever they want.
His swing
Hey,
is pretty.
Him and Belly. They
Hey,
got the
They
prettiest
got the
swing in the
prettiest
game.
swings.
Hold on.
Bellinger's like one of my favorite players. It's not a coach.
Griff's
so.
talking shit about me not liking players at their worst. Guess what? If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, look over Griff's shoulder. What jersey has disappeared from the pod room?
I wore
A Chris Bryant Cubs jersey. They traded away all of their good players, and then our jersey disappears.
No, it's upstairs because I was wearing it the last 2 days. Jake saw me wearing it yesterday. Too.
I saw nothing.
yeah.
He's lying.
I saw nothing.
Oh no.
You know, oh, never mind. That'd be a bad transition.
Freaking wore it the last episode, too.
I was going to transition into Watson, but that would have been a bad.
I don't know where you're going.
Yeah,
I was going to say you know who
Just
else
say
saw
it.
nothing. Deshaun Watson. It would have been bad. It just not a good look. But Deshaun Watson's back for the Texans.
Define back.
He's practicing. He was out for what, 5 days?
Yeah, he said he's going to play. He doesn't really have an option. He
Yeah.
just proved himself
So
good.
that's a bad look if like you're still requesting a trade, but like also on the verge of being suspended from the NFL.
I was going to say not to
kind of
get
like pick
into
your battles.
the like nitty gritty of it all, but it's not settled, right?
No, it's still
The case is
inactive.
open.
Yeah.
It's open.
So
But the NFL is going to let him play if the case.
well, I think that they're going to do him like they did Zeke a few years ago, where it's like, oh, we'll let you play. And then like mid-season, they're like, oh, we're going to suspend you for like
So
6
you're like,
games.
You're like innocent until proven guilty.
right, right.
So he's just
Right.
innocent at the time being.
Yeah.
Except for Zeke, they let him play. They had the trial. The judge threw the case out and said there's no evidence, and
Right,
they said
yeah,
you're
the-
still suspended.
The Zeke
Right.
case, this one seems to be way more
Yeah,
clear
yeah.
than the Zeke case.
Yeah,
And
The-
obviously, if Deshaun Watson did it, bad guy. we're not condoning that.
Yeah.
But like Jake said, innocent until proven guilty. We don't know the facts, but
Yeah, who would the NFL be to suspend him when like the case isn't even over or anything yet?
yeah.
And
that's
like
true.
all the data hasn't been given and testimonies and all that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting that he's going to be playing.
Yeah,
but
I do think it's interesting.
You said, will the Texans be good? And the answer is no.
No,
The
definitely
answer was the Texans will
No.
not be good. And I think it's going to be hard for a lot of players to have Watson's back. I don't know. I mean, they probably will pretend to have his back, right? But
So do you think this is like career ending?
if it's true,
If it's true,
If it's
yeah.
true.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
big
Like,
time.
If it's true,
he's not going to
yeah.
be back in the NFL ever. Probably.
Blacklisted from everything.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
All of his up potential just gone.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, that was like how many women? 20 something.
I agree, and I don't want to get into it, but like
Not good.
the Michael Vick thing, people still talk about him as being great, but he did a fucked up thing.
Yeah, he
like,
did.
like is Watson going to be the same storyline? Is
Again, don't condone anything Michael Vick did, but there's a difference between that and having like 20 women or like come forward. And if it's
I
all
totally
true.
agree, and like I'm trying to like keep what they did out of it, but like as a player, like they both did something bad, but were also very good players on the field, and people still talk about Michael Vick as being one of the best quarterbacks. But he did a fucked up thing.
Yeah, they both did fucked up things.
Most definitely.
There's to me, there's a difference between a second chance and a 29th chance.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he only got caught once, but
Right.
like it's not his second chance. Is,
Right.
the way I think of it. For dogfighting, I think it's pretty fucked up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Super messed
What
up.
happens to those dogs in those dogfighting arenas? It's pretty messed up, especially as a dog lover, and to see what they do to them. I don't like it at all.
I don't even like when my dog gets into a scuffle at the dog park.
It's just to get your heart rate up. Big
Yeah,
time,
you're like,
dude.
whoa, chill out, bro.
I was walking Jock one day and this what do you call them? They got like brown eyebrows.
Chow.
No, they're real big. They're thick, short haired.
Rottweiler?
Yeah, Rottweiler.
Yeah.
This lady was walking it and that thing just snapped out of its collar.
Oh my god.
And just took off.
Towards you?
Yeah, it took off and they literally like him and Jock went at it for like 5 seconds and Rottweiler ran off and I was like, oh my fucking god, dude! Like my heart rate was like literally instant.
Strong dog to snap out of his
1,000.
collar like
Yeah,
that.
for real.
The Rottweiler, dude, they're monsters.
They are monsters.
So that was pretty terrifying. So I know what you're talking about.
All right, last thing before we get into something that, I don't know, might be a little controversial between the boys, but the Jags haven't named Trevor Lawrence QB1. Why, though?
Well, in case you didn't realize, they have the GOAT Gardner Minshew on their team.
The goat.
What did Gardner Minshew say? He said he didn't take his shit in like weeks preparation to try and win the job or something like that before the camp started.
What?
What
He
happened?
said, I haven't taken a shit in 3 weeks trying to prep to win this job. I'm all focused on football or something like that.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is
Gardner
hilarious.
Minshew.
Yeah.
But there's no way that Trevor Lawrence. isn't
But,
the
like,
starter.
why is
Trevor
there
Lawrence
even a
is gonna
question?
There's no way.
I think it's more so like they're trying to make Trevor Lawrence earn his job, even though he's gonna knows he has the job.
Let's.
Or it could be something where they told
We'll
him behind
see.
closed doors, yeah, you're gonna be the
We'll
starter.
see how much Trevor Lawrence plays in these preseason games. If he's the quote unquote backup, right?
Yeah,
if he was the quote unquote backup, he'd be playing the second, third, fourth quarter. of
He's
the
not
game.
necessarily the backup.
Yeah, there's
They're
no
both
backup,
backups right
yeah.
now. They don't have backup or starter. But it could be something where behind closed doors, like if he's taking QB1 reps, like in practice, he's like theoretically the starter without being named the starter. It's just we're going to put you reps with the first team and see how you do. Or we're going to put you in reps with the second team. So he's probably going to get reps with both, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But in practice, he's for sure getting reps with both. But I'd be curious to see what he's getting reps with like in the games. I'm assuming he's going to come out and take reps with the first team.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if Meyer just put Gardner out there to reps with the first team at first. So who knows? We'll see. I think it's going to be Trevor
if
Lawrence going to be the starter, though.
Their first preseason game, if Gardner Minshew comes trotting out with the first stringers,
There's no way.
The media
Jaguars
is
fans
going
will
to
be
have
pissed.
an
There's no
aneurysm.
way. I'm not
Jags fans
buying
will be
it.
pissed. Jags fans will be
I
pissed.
think it's definitely just a mental attitude that they don't want to announce it yet.
Yeah.
It's got to be clear to him.
Yeah.
It's got to be clear to us. Maybe not to Gardner Minshew. I'm fighting for my job. Everyone in the entire
Uphill
clubhouse
battle,
knows that he's
right.
like a second teamer.
Well, I mean, for a guy like Trevor Lawrence, who like fresh out of high school, he has been, guaranteed a number 1 overall pick, and then you get to where you wanted to be at for the past 4 or 5 years, and then they're just like, maybe we'll see. I don't know. You got to earn your spot. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of shitty. Could be like the Bengals though, and I guess just trade away your, quarterback you've had for the past 8 seasons because you drafted QB number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart move.
So the
Yeah.
Bengals did it. Why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah.
The Bengals did it with a more proven veteran quarterback.
Smart
than
move by the
Gardner
Bengals.
Minshew.
Yeah.
Very smart move by the Bengals.
Yeah, we know that
They proved it last
Well, no,
year.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, just go ahead and do it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I mean, they're both poorly ran franchises.
I think we're
so-
all on the same page.
Yeah.
Get Gardner Minshew. As much as we like the personality of Gardner Minshew, we don't like him as a QB1.
In fact, Gardner Minshew broke his hand again next year for college football once.
Yeah, he did.
You guys ever hear that story?
Yeah.
a crazy
What,
story.
like with a hammer or
And
something?
he smashed his hand so he get a red shirt.
Yeah.
Crazy story.
Well, when he played, didn't he do like decently well?
Yeah.
College?
He started out
No,
pretty, in
for the
NFL.
Jags. Yeah.
Oh no, he had some good games.
Started
and
out
some bad
fire.
games.
Yeah, really
He started
good.
out really hot. Yeah, he still had some good games after that, but he had some really bad games too.
And then who beat him out? Was it Blake Bortles or was it Nick Foles?
No, Nick Foles. Nick Foles started the season. Nick Foles got hurt, and then Gardner came in.
Got you.
So he did have some good games when he started. And he still had a couple good games after.
Is Nick Foles still with the Bears? So is it
yeah.
Dalton,
No.
Foles, and Fields?
Where's he at?
Because that would be an insane QB battle.
I don't know if he's with anyone actually, because I think they were talking about the Colts signing him because Carson Wentz is hurt. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. I don't want to say the wrong thing. My
So
gut says he's not signed right now.
I want to transition into this before we talk about it, but I want to talk about Cam Newton up in New England with fucking blanking Alabama QB. What's the name? Help me out.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah. So Belichick has come out and said that Cam is QB1. He has. But he's also said that there's a QB competition, and the media seems to think that Jones is going to win it over Cam Newton. But Bill Belichick came out and was like, week one, Cam's our guy. Haven't really seen much of Mac Jones in training camp. I mean, I just haven't seen any film. But what do you guys think is going to pan out with that? I know that.
I think Cam's going to start the season. We'll see.
Yeah. You think he keeps it, though?
I could see him not keeping it. I also could see.
Yeah.
I hope he plays well. I always like Cam Newton.
I mean,
but-
if he plays like he did last year, I could definitely see him getting the
I
job.
can see him. Well,
pulled from
I
him.
don't think he. Yeah, I don't think he played that well last year. I think I can definitely see him getting pulled if he plays like last year.
Yeah.
I hope he plays better because.
But he also got COVID and was like hurt for
Yeah.
a few weeks last year.
I like Cam Newton. I mean, we'll see. It's really just throwing the ball. That was his issues last year. I think he still had some shoulder issues.
I think it's
I
just
don't
a
think you want to say
win-loss
it, but-
thing.
Yeah.
They come out and they win. Cam stays QB1.
Yeah.
They come out and lose.
Right.
Like,
Well,
I don't know. They're
I
not
think
used to losing
Ryan-
up there. If they come
Ryan-
out losing,
Ryan Fitzpatrick was winning. They put two in.
Yeah, well, that's the Dolphins.
Yeah.
this is also Cam Newton, who's a MVP,
Yeah.
a Super Bowl winner.
Super Bowl, no.
No, Super Bowl loser.
Super Bowl loser.
Yeah.
He didn't
Super
jump
Bowl.
on the
Super Bowl loser.
Competitor. What did I call it that one week?
competitor.
Yeah, he was a Super Bowl competitor.
He didn't jump on the ball. Remember?
Yeah, he did it.
Fumble.
And ever since then, his career's gone downhill.
Oh yeah. So,
But
speaking
I
of-
could see that. Hold on, the same thing in Chicago. Like Dalton's QB1 to start, but if he wins, he stays. If he loses,
I think
Fields definitely
Dalton's more
coming in.
likely not to start week one than Cam Newton to start week one.
That one's the one to
makes
me
sense.
that's pretty toss up ish.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Both
Dalton's
head
gonna-
coaches have said
Dalton's
guys-
not going to finish the year. I don't think.
Did you guys?
But
no,
if he's winning, just like you said, like he's gonna stay in.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts the season, but I could also see Fields starting the season too.
But
so
I
don't
mean,
know.
Matt Nagy's not a very good head coach either. So
I don't think he is. No, I agree with that.
But so I could see like the Bears being 6-0 and be like, you know what, Dalton, you
There's
ain't
no
working
way
out.
the Bears are going to be 6-0. No chance. Also,
I've seen a QB switch mid national championship game.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going to talk about winning in 6 games into the season, mid national championship game.
But Nick
Right?
Saban also has some big cojones, bro.
Like,
And he had two
It's not
very
crazy.
good quarterbacks.
it's not crazy.
That's not like that's not like taking out a proven
I've
NFL quarterback and putting in Justin Fields.
Trevor Lawrence all 17 games, Cam Newton all 17 games, and it's a toss up.
What you said, Justin Fields all 17?
No.
What'd you say?
I said Cam Newton all 17.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence all
Trevor
17.
Lawrence. Gotcha.
And Justin Fields, I don't think he's going to get game one, but he's going to finish the
Yeah,
season out, I think.
I would imagine he's going to start Andy Dalton. But I'm just saying I could see like them going, oh, Justin Fields has been playing really good in preseason. Let's put him in the starter if he wins the job, right? I don't know. I think it's going to be Andy to start the season, though. I do want to point out, did you guys see the throw by Justin Fields and like went viral a little bit?
I did not.
It was like Aaron Rodgers-esque, like going the other way, throw it across his body like a dime in the back shoulder. It was a pretty nice throw.
Well,
Again,
if we're going to compare him to Andy in athleticism, I don't think it's a fair.
it's not
No,
really
not
a
at
question. Not really a question. I agree with that.
Like comparing me to Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I'm not,
comparing
I'm not
Mac
making
Jones and
I'm
Cam,
not making
right?
a comparison in that mind. I was just saying like he
I
made,
don't
made a
know.
pretty good throw. But
It doesn't
again,
impress me.
It's a
I mean,
highlight.
he's
throw.
also an NFL quarterback, so
Yeah.
does it really impress you?
it's a highlight throw. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
a really good throw. But I mean, there's guys.
To me, those throws, it's like taking. You ever seen the big softball guys that hit like 400-foot tanks in
Yeah.
softball? It's like showing me that and saying this got to be great in the,
I don't know.
in the MLB.
I think
it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
dude,
That's
I think
way
there's-
different.
Just because he can make a fucking long throw on the back of his foot does not mean he's a
Well,
good
the one thing I
quarterback,
want
right?
to say that the throw he made, I definitely think there's quarterbacks in the NFL that can't make a throw like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, there's
yeah.
MLB players that cannot hit a softball
Exactly. That's what I'm
450 feet.
I'm not denying I'm not denying that like there's a lot of people that can do what he did. I'm just saying it was objectively it was a cool throw he made. That's all I'm saying.
I think the biggest NFL comparison, or not comparison, but matchup that we need to argue about is, so like obviously Cam and Andy are week 1 starters. Like their head coaches have both said that. But Trey Lance and Garoppolo, like I could definitely see Jimmy be sitting on the bench week 1.
I think I don't know. I
but
could be
they
wrong.
do have a lot of money tied up in him.
I could be wrong, but I think Garoppolo has a way better chance of starting week 1 than Andy Dalton does.
Yeah,
I think
like Jimmy
the Andy Dalton race right now with those two is closer than the Jimmy G to Lance one. But my gut says that all 3 of those guys, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields, are all going to start at some point in the season. That's what I think.
So, question, why do you think that when the Bears ownership, GM, and coaches have said Andy Dalton's their week 1 starter?
Well, 'cause they said QB1. They told him to QB1, then they went.
But
and
they're
drafted a
still
quarterback first round.
But
So,
they're
I
still
don't know.
saying that,
Well,
like to this day, that Andy Dalton's their week 1 starter.
I think that Justin Fields has a better chance of starting week 1 than Trey Lance. That's all I'm saying. I think he has a better chance. I think the competition's closer. I could be way wrong, but I don't know. I think it's going to be the same thing with San Fran. I think it's going to be a win-loss thing. I think if Garoppolo goes out and goes like 2-2 to start the year, or 1-2 or something like that, or even 1-1, they might say, "Yep, you're out of here." He might lose a game. They might be like, "Hey, put Trey Lance in there."
2 weeks.
I think it'd be similar with the Andy Dalton thing. I could see Andy Dalton going out and not playing very well week 1, then they're just putting what's his name in halftime. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think that they're closer together. I also think Justin Fields is better than Trey Lance, though, so I'm a little biased on that one.
Yeah. Well, you guys want to get into this debate, talk,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it? So we're going to do if their careers ended today, would they be in the Hall of Fame? So the first guy that I got on the list is Cam Newton. So what do you guys think?
No.
Not a Hall of Fame player?
No.
No?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
So he's had some insane years where he's been the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
The MVP season, what
Super
he
Bowl
did,
competitor.
Super Bowl competitor, what he did down there. I mean, he was awesome. He was dominant, but I don't know. I think you need like career stats.
All-time rushing yard and rushing touchdown leader for quarterbacks.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No
That's pretty
quarterback
good
has
stat.
more rushing yards or touchdowns than he does.
He's also like, what, 6'6" or something like that?
He's like 6'5", 6'6".
6'5".
Yeah.
But
He's a tank.
Lamar's going to break it.
I mean, Lamar's might break it. Yeah.
He's not on the
just saying.
list.
I like that. I
I think Cam
maybe I
Newton-
changed my mind.
I think Cam Newton's always been a better thrower than Lamar too. I could be wrong. Lamar might get better at throwing, but
Yeah.
Cam Newton, like, I mean, he had a fucking cannon. He still does probably, but like he was never like the most accurate quarterback, obviously, because his completion percentages were never like super high, even when he won MVP. But he won MVP because he threw really well that year still, and had you just throw a deep bomb to Steve Smith and all those guys, and he just. It was inside 10 yards. It was like, all right, Cam Newton's got to roll out and run, or they're going to run a blast up the middle. They're not going to tackle him.
I
It's like
think
a
that-
linebacker playing quarterback.
Comparing Cam to Lamar, I think Cam's mechanics have always been a lot tighter than what Lamar's is. Like when Cam is scrambling, like he looks like a runner, but when Lamar's scrambling, he's like wide open, like holding the ball way out, or I don't know. I mean, I know that doesn't really correlate to much, but it could, like for fumbles and shit like that.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I always thought both their mechanics were kind of bad. Cam Newton always throws off his back foot, but he's just like such a talented arm. Like as far as strength, he would like throw off his back foot like 60 yards, like just standing on his back foot, not even stepping into it, just slinging it real quick. I did like his quick slant game was nice though back in his career because it was like hike and then a bullet immediately, like no hesitation, just a bullet right across the middle for like 8 yards.
Right.
I don't know. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think
think
his
he
career
is,
ends,
too.
he'd be a Hall of Famer. I think there's people. It's gonna be hard because I'm gonna. There's gonna be some guys on this list. I'm gonna say like think about like other guys that are in the Hall of Fame that were nowhere near as good as them in their prime and didn't have as good as stats as they currently do, and they're in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's tough because like the stats are different now.
So yeah, that is where I
quarterback-
agree with that. The one thing I want to point out is I'm not
Specifically quarterback.
comparing to like 1940s football because their stats are going to be way worse in like every category. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
But I do agree. Even like from the 80s to now, football is way different. It's a running game, then now it's like full on a throwing game. You know what I mean? So I do agree with that. But like, there's some guys that people regard, oh, this guy was insane. He's a Hall of Famer. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, is he really better than this guy though? You know
It's
what I mean?
like if you think like that, then running backs are almost never going to get in the Hall of Fame ever again.
Yeah, because like
Because
if you
they're
gotta
not going to
compare
reach those
argument.
all time.
Bo Jackson
I can
and
see that
Deion
argument.
Sanders, like
They're not hitting those numbers
I can
ever
see that
again.
argument.
especially with the new.
But do they even compare players to other players for the Hall of Fame, or is it more of like
you get compared?
I don't know. I'm not a Hall of Fame
No,
voter,
you
so I'm
get
not sure they
compared
do
to
it.
in your generation.
okay?
So every year they nominate however many people.
Yeah, they do bring in guys
deserve
per
it.
generation because there'll be guys from like the 40s and 50s that'll get in the Hall of Fame, and there'll be some guy left out from 2005 that had way better numbers, but they're not comparing them against each other. They're comparing this guy against the 40s players and this guy against the 2010s players. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying on that. But I think Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer. I
think
he'd
so
be
too.
a Hall of Famer today if he retired.
You still know, or
Yeah, I don't know. The rushing
not first
touchdowns
ballot.
and stats. I think might change my mind
Yeah.
a little bit.
I don't
Not
think he's
first
for
ballot.
no.
That's big.
I would say second.
I think recency bias has gotten the better of me.
Yeah.
When I said no,
That's
I don't
one,
know.
That's
I think
one
it's
thing,
pretty close.
That's
to be
one thing
honest.
you do have to remember is recency bias is a tough thing because, right, you think with
Yeah.
the last 3 years for Cam Newton, he's been injured and not playing too well, right?
Injured the last half of his Panthers career. You know, the team kind of fell apart. Coaching fell apart. Last year was not a good look with the Patriots not having like their key guys on defense. So recency bias, did get the best of him. I will agree with that. So
Yeah.
Jake still a no? All right.
I don't know. I don't know.
What do you got the next one? DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, the next guy is DeAndre Hopkins. If he retires today, is he a Hall of Famer?
Give me any career
my-
stats on this guy?
I know he's got really good numbers, but
I'm
like
saying
career wise, I'm going to say no.
It's not long enough, right?
I don't think he has a long enough career. I think he will be a Hall of Famer though. If he keeps playing and doesn't retire like he said he might do.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but if he keeps playing, I think he will be a Hall of Famer. I think he's insanely good.
Oh, no,
I
if
think
he-
he's the best receiver in the NFL right now.
I think that the Cardinals have the most upside for skill, coaching, and
Skill players,
quarterback
for
talent. I think that, if he stays on that team did he sign a new contract or did he kind of just roll
I'm
over
not
the
sure.
Texans? But anyways, if he's there for a prolonged period of time, like Larry Fitzgerald, he'll win a Super Bowl with Arizona if they keep that coaching
see.
staff around.
I don't know. I'm not sold in the coaching staff as much as I am just the skill players they have.
Yeah.
I don't know about Cliff Kingsbury yet. We'll see. I think he's a really good offensive coach, but he tries a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying no, but longevity, I say yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. No, now, future Hall of Famer probably.
Yeah, no doubt.
Similar situation with Russell Wilson.
Uh-oh.
No, now, potential in the future.
Yeah,
Probably.
I agree. No, now potential in the future. I think that taking out the elite bias argument that I know that everybody has, that Jake and I have against Russell Wilson, I don't think that his career is where it should be versus where he started at. Does that make sense? Like, I think that he kind of peaked, and then now he's just like continually going down.
Well, I think he's way better than he was now when he first started his career and won a Super Bowl, actually. I do agree with you. I think his team was way better back then.
Yeah.
He did have the good defense, even though I still think it's asinine to take the Super Bowl away from him and say he didn't really do much. But
In the Super Bowl, he did not do
I think
much.
that's an asinine comment. But what I want to say is I think
Hey, man, numbers don't lie.
he's a way better player now. This is why, if you think numbers don't lie, I agree with this. He's a way better player now than he was when he won the Super Bowl. I will agree, though. I don't think he'd be a Hall of Famer today.
Nope.
I'm biased towards him, right? And I think he's really, really good. I think he would be close. I think he'd be like one of those guys they would like ponder on the line for a little while if he like retired right now. And I think say the rest of his career he was complete shit. I think it'd be like that. He'd be one of those close guys. You know what I mean? That would like right on the edge. I think he will be a Hall of Famer though. I think his numbers are too good and he's like just too talented a guy not to be a Hall of
So
Famer.
what
at
I'm
some point.
thinking is there's
Just rushing and throwing in general.
there's the obvious Hall of Famers, and that's Tom Brady. That's was the Saints.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, the obvious ones.
Right.
And then you get down to like the Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson. And it's
Matt
like,
Stafford too. Matt Stafford.
yeah.
Matt Stafford. By the time he's gonna have career numbers like better than some Hall of Famers that were like even in the
Yeah, but
mid
you
to
can't
late
do that.
2000s.
You can't do that.
Well,
You
even
gotta
guys.
compare him to
I'm
the
saying
guys now.
guys he played with, guys that were in the league as him, that are gonna have chances
So
like
either
Matt
way,
Ryan
they're
in the Hall of
bubble
Fame.
guys. But
No, I agree with that.
I mean, Russell Wilson's got to surpass Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson's better than them. So
I think
Matt
Matt
he would
Ryan
be.
he is too.
has a MVP, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't have a Super Bowl.
That's true.
I
Well,
don't know. He's probably a bubble guy too.
I think he's
Matt
a bubble
Ryan?
guy.
yeah,
Bubble guy.
I think so too.
He'll probably make it. I don't know.
I
Bubble
think
guy.
I think Russell Wilson's on the higher end of the bubble. I think he would have a chance of getting in. Versus like if you look at Matt Ryan's career ending today,
Yeah.
and Russell Wilson's career ending today, I think Russ would have a better chance of getting in my opinion. I
Matt
think it'd
Ryan's
be
got,
really
he's
close.
played what,
couple
2 years
couple
longer.
years longer. Yeah, he has.
So he's got a little bit better numbers if you look at counting stats.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
Stop doing that.
I'm curious.
And the
oh,
MVP
sorry.
stats.
I'm curious to think what. Yeah, he does have the MVP, but he doesn't have he has the biggest choke
Yeah, he does.
history of the Super Bowl. that doesn't help.
so bad.
I think he'll be a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he would be one right now. I think he'd be really close.
I don't know. I think that Russell Wilson could make it.
I think he will make it.
Yes and no. I think that he needs to prove himself. Like, he has proven that he's a good quarterback. I will give you that. But the only thing that I take away from him is that his defense was so damn good that year that if you think that he's better now than when he won the Super Bowl, then why is he not making it to the Super Bowl and winning more Super Bowls?
No, I mean, I can see that argument. I just think his team's not as good.
Yeah.
Which, I agree with that. I think the team definitely helps.
I don't know where you make the cutoff and who you're comparing him to, because then you got to throw in Ben Roethlisberger as well in that conversation.
I think Ben Roethlisberger will be a Hall of Famer.
To the era?
Yeah.
So then all the quarterbacks,
I mean, I think Ken Roethlisberger would retire today and be a Hall of Famer.
At some point, there's a cutoff of how many
I can
quarterbacks
agree
are going
with
to get
that.
in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, you look at the Hall of Fame, it's probably going to be like 80% quarterbacks at some point. When we
Well,
get there.
the Hall of Fame's endless, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, it's essentially endless. The one thing I just want to point about it, Russell Wilson, I mean, by the time his career is going to end, he's probably going to be like
Future
top,
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's going to be like top 7 to 5 in like quarterback rushing stats too, like touchdowns and rushing yards. Because people forget how many yards and touchdowns he scores a year. It's not like an obscene amount like Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson, but there's just so many quarterbacks that can actually do that. He's going to play so long and do that. He's probably going to be in that top 7 range. Like that, but top 7 to top 5 range for rushing touchdowns and rushing yards. On top of that, he's probably gonna have really good throwing stats too. So, I think it's close right now, but I think he makes the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah.
So here's the big controversial. This was the big one that was happened before last season. People were saying this, right? So Patrick Mahomes, what do you think, Zach?
I think that if it ended today, I think yes, he would be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's accomplished so much in his short.
How long? Been in 4?
3 years as a starter.
3.
This is gonna be his.
He's going into his 4th year as a starter.
First year he didn't play. Second year, AFC Championship. Third year Super Bowl. 4th year lost Super Bowl. This is his 5th year. 4th year as a starter. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's put up insane numbers in his short career. Made it to a Super Bowl. Won a Super Bowl. I don't know, man. Like, I put him in.
I think it's way too short of a career.
Yeah, the tough thing is like
Bo Jackson didn't even make the Hall of Fame.
How you get into the Hall of Fame is they bring your name up and they bring other people's name up, and people got to choose.
Yeah.
So like it depends on who you're choosing. If you're choosing between Ben Roethlisberger and Patrick Mahomes' 4-year career, it's gonna be hard to pick Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it was literally the same thing in the '90s with Bo Jackson, right? He only played like 3 or 4 seasons.
So I just don't think so.
One of the best players in the league, and then got hurt and never played again.
In my opinion, the best quarterback in the league, but it's going to be a no for me.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think
years.
he has all the makings of being an easy first ballot Hall of Famer if he just stays healthy and keeps putting up the same numbers.
Did you bring AJ Green's stats here?
No, I mean, I've already proven why AJ Green has fallen off. I don't need to argue that. Coaching fucked him over.
We're talking Hall of
injuries, coaching and injuries. But for Hall of Fame for AJ Green, I would say yeah.
I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think he's Hall of Fame worthy for sure.
He's like the one that's in the right category to talk about Hall of Fame. He's at the end of his career. Yeah. It's all wrapping up. His numbers are set in stone. They're there. I think AJ Green's
the only problem I have with him is the winning thing, but you can't really blame a wide receiver for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't say the wide receiver didn't get a Super Bowl.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I don't think you can blame that guy near as much as you can like a quarterback or something like that. But I think he's more than good enough to be a Hall of Famer. I think he's super talented and had really good numbers over his career. It's a shame the injuries derailed it.
One more?
Christian McCaffrey. No.
Or Zach give his opinion on AJ Green?
The injuries didn't derail it. The team and the situation that he was in derailed it. Because if you really look at it, he was only injured for a season and a couple games, to be honest with you.
But it's like 4 straight seasons he was missing games.
But the way that they moved him from where he was running his routes to where he was when he was with Zach Taylor really ruined his career. I mean, I think it's going to be hard for him to come back as well because I don't think that the Arizona Cardinals put him in a great situation to excel because he's surrounded. What's that?
It's kind of already hurt again, too.
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like Andy Dalton. Like, I still think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think that the Bears situation put him in a good spot to succeed.
We're talking about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I know.
We're not talking about his career right now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
I said his career.
Hall of Famer.
But to conclude,
Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer because when he was in his prime, he proved that he was a really good player.
He's a Hall of Famer.
AJ, baby.
Yeah.
He has the numbers.
All day. All right. Next one is Christian McCaffrey.
No,
I don't think so.
I think he's played long enough. I think he's super talented and stays healthy. Could be a Hall of Famer, but it's really hard with running backs.
Running backs, dude. I don't know how you even pick a Hall of Fame running back.
Well, it's basically like how long you can do it. Essentially, like Frank Gore's like 3rd all time in rushing yards. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he was in his prime really good. He was like a top 5 running back. but he was never like the guy, right? When I think about running backs that are surefire Hall of Famers, think about LT, right? LT was one of those guys. Obviously, Adrian Peterson is like one of the one everyone thinks of. And you think about like the best running backs, like those dominant guys. People think of McCaffrey. The problem is like it's just he got hurt last year, and he's starting to see the running back thing. Right, they're dominant for like 3-4 years. Then injury happens, and then you just start having issues. So it's longevity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about LT and AP. They're going to be first ballot Hall of Famers probably.
First ballot. Easy.
Or LT already is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but AP is going to be a first ballot.
Easy.
But they did it for so long. You know what I mean? That's the one thing for running backs. They can do it for a long time. They're going to be a Hall of Famer. Frank Gore is probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer just because he's played for so long and breaking all these records.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I'd say no right now.
If it ended today, I would definitely 100% say no. And even in the future, I don't even know if I'd say yeah. I don't know where the career's going.
No, I agree with that.
Literally, running backs' careers in the NFL are so short.
Talent. If you're just going straight off talent, he's going to play like a long career with his talent.
Yeah.
With a gradual drop off from a normal player. Would you think he'd be good enough to make the Hall of Fame? Because I think he would be.
A normal running back drops off hard.
No. Like this, like
just a normal one.
like think about
Just
like
I don't know, dude. I'm not
okay.
sold
I'll
on
put it
running
this
backs.
way.
You know me. I'm not a running back guy.
I'll put it this way. He has a 10-year career with his talent level. Do you think he makes the Hall of Fame? 'Cause I think he does. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it based off how long he plays. Talent wise, he can make the Hall of Fame. I just don't know if he can because of the running back thing.
Yeah, running back. They're going to be the futures for running backs.
You get what I'm saying though, right? He's got the talent to be a Hall of Famer. It's just longevity. That's the issue.
So I want to bring it back to two players real quick, and then we can move on. So Russell Wilson versus Mahomes. So I think that we all agree that Russell Wilson is, as of today, not a Hall of Famer.
We agreed. Me and Griff think he's bubble.
He's bubble. I think he wouldn't make it, but I think he's close.
Okay. So, and obviously I'm not trying to prove anything here, but this is from 2018 to 2020. Mahomes stats more like in each bucket, I guess you want to compare them to. Patrick Mahomes has better stats over Russell Wilson. So I think
pretty obvious.
Yeah,
but
Patrick
like
Mahomes is the best.
Right. But that's why I just want to ask you guys again, why do you think that Patrick Mahomes is definitely a no? But
he hasn't played long enough. That's the issue. Russell Wilson's played 10 seasons.
So that's your just length of career. That's your argument. Okay, I was just trying to clarify. I was just confused.
Let's say it's length of career. That's the only issue because it's hard to a guy's done it for 3-4 years now, right? And he's insanely good.
You just don't think that he has a consistency.
There's been tons of players that have had 3 to 4 really good seasons, and then they start petering off. Not saying Mahomes will. I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer at some point in his career.
Right.
But that's the thing with that. Russell Wilson just played longer. That's why I have him way closer than Mahomes right now.
All right. Hypothetical here. Joe Burrow comes in, breaks the single season passing yards, single season patching touchdowns, wins MVP and a Super Bowl and retires next year.
Nope. Doesn't make the Hall of Fame.
Doesn't make a Hall of Fame. So I think the answer is no, and I think that's a similar situation to what Patrick.
He'd be in Canton forever because of the stats.
I see what you're saying. I don't think it's similar.
It's like the two extremes of the spectrum.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes has, I guess, just proven that no matter what situation you put him in, he's going to excel in. I guess that's why I think that over Joe Burrow, and obviously Joe Burrow only played 11 games and hasn't done shit. But I don't know.
I'll put it this
Patrick
way.
Mahomes could do
you
it.
could convince me into voting for Patrick Mahomes as a Hall of Famer right now.
Right.
But I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes it. But I'm saying you could definitely convince me if I was a voter.
see
look at all these numbers. I'd be like, oh, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. But
all
I would
right.
say no.
Last thing on the NFL, Griff. Arizona Cardinals has approved a sports book.
Way more interested in the Cubs building a DraftKings sports book right outside Wrigley.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You moving to Arizona now? Got any jobs open?
Chicago.
But you can go to Arizona and bet on the NFL.
But I'm not even a fan. I can go to Chicago and bet on the NFL.
It's fucking cold in Chicago.
I'm a Cubs fan now. Sadly, I'm a Cubs fan now. Right? I can go to the Cubs and I can still bet on NFL games.
All right.
It's an open all-year sports book.
I don't know.
At Wrigley. How
I saw
awesome
that,
is that?
and I thought that you would like it.
Yeah.
But Arizona's
Arizona's
you just want
a
to
cool
be cold
place.
for half of the fucking year.
I also don't want to be baked in the summer. Get baked by the 120-degree weather.
You can go golfing whenever you want.
120-degree weather, Zach.
It's way different.
No, it's not.
I have been down to New Mexico. And
It's a dry heat?
It's been 110 degrees, and I'd rather be 110 degrees than fucking 85 degrees with 100% humidity in Kentucky.
Yeah,
no doubt.
An oven's still fucking hot. I want to stick my head in it. It's still hot. It's not.
I agree with that.
I've been inside the 110, 115 degree weather.
Way different.
Do you think Chicago is just muggy as hell? Because it's not. It's like
no, but it's cold.
It does get cold. I agree with
Very
that.
cold.
But I mean, you can go to Arizona in the March, right, and get nighttime, and it gets down to like 40 degrees. It's still cold. It's not Chicago cold. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather. I don't know. I don't want to be in the 150 degree weather. It's hot as hell. I don't care what you
Stupid
say.
argument.
It is
Yeah,
hot
I
as
don't know
hell.
why he's arguing.
Is
He's like
115
heated.
hot.
Yeah,
No,
Zach, it's hot.
it's hot as fuck.
I never said it wasn't hot.
And
I'm
it's
just
not
saying.
humid, so it's a little more comfortable than 115 to be here for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, if it got 115 here
That'd be
with
terrible.
100%
That'd be
humidity,
No reason to waste time arguing on this.
I don't know why he's arguing with me.
You said it was way different. And
It
I
is way
disagree.
different.
And I get an oven's still fucking hot. I don't want to stick my head in it.
All right. Anyways, moving on. You know what else is hot? The fucking Cincinnati Reds, man. We're making a push. 34% chance to win the or go into the playoffs.
I think it's higher than that. That's
Well,
just the numbers that you got.
Statistically,
Yeah.
you're
That's
wrong.
Zach doesn't
statistically,
know stats. So.
that is saying that all teams are equal and the Reds aren't fucking great at baseball. Because the Reds are dominating right now and they're so hot. A hot team over a cold team any day. What are the Reds? 8 for their last 10 on a 5-game win streak. The Reds are so hot. Obviously, this is coming off a Pittsburgh Pirates series, so
Yeah.
They're losing.
They've
They're losing
lost
right
61 games.
they're losing right now. But it's just a makeup game.
You
They don't count.
gotta root for the Cubs, guys. They're playing a 3-game series against the Brewers. Not looking good for the Reds right now. The Cubs suck.
Oh, the Cubs are going to beat them. Let's go. Let's go, Cubs.
I don't know, man.
But it's all right. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for the Reds because they're obviously battling with the Dodgers, with the Padres, and with the Brewers, who are all freaking really good teams.
Jake, here's how it's going to pan out. Okay. The Reds are going to get the second wild card spot and play the one game versus the Dodgers. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. And I'll probably break my fucking TV. But Clayton Kershaw is going to start 6 innings. And then Max Scherzer. And then what's the guy from Lexington? Walker
Buehler.
Walker Buehler. You know, those 3 are going to be the starters just to make sure that they're going to put themselves in a good spot. Okay. 1-1, bottom of the ninth. You know, top of the ninth. Amir Garrett comes in, fucking blows the game. David Bell, fucking, owes me a new TV.
We're going to have Antone back. I don't
Look
wanna
at the
hear
wall, Zach.
it. I don't want to hear it. We're going to have Antone back.
Yeah, 5 for 12 special on David Bell for a Reds loss.
You know what? I think the Reds are real deal. They're good.
Yeah, I mean
I'm
they
convinced.
have a great team.
I'm convinced the Reds are real deal. They're good. The only problem is the Padres added on to their already good team, and we don't know why Milwaukee keeps winning, but they do.
They're good
Because they got a
They're
good head
team.
coach.
Like they're real.
And they got a good team.
I think they've proven that they're a legit good team.
Pitching wins. Pitching
same-
wins games.
the same
They're really
as,
good pitching too.
The same as San Francisco out there.
I do think that's crazy that their pitching didn't drop off after the sticky stuff.
Yeah.
I think the only one that's had big issues was Corbin Burns, but I think he's still pitching really well even right after that started. I know he had issues his first couple starts after the sticky stuff, and I think he's pitching good again. So
Crazy how a small market team so dominant.
he was one of the
man.
guys that well, they also haven't paid all their players yet. They're just still on rookie deals. That's how the Rays keep winning. I told you. What do you think you think the Rays are going to be able to pay all their players? Do you think so?
Probably.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to pay all those guys. They don't have enough money for it.
Have you seen all the sponsors in their stadium?
Every stadium has sponsors.
Bro, Tampa Bay keeps winning.
Have you gone to the Red
they're gonna
Stadium?
get so many new fans. So many new
You're right.
fans.
They're going to go from the 27th richest to the 26th
the
richest.
fucking Tampa Bay Lightning.
All right,
Tom
we need to
Brady's in
stop arguing
Tampa
about
Bay.
this though, because we beat a dead horse on it. But Zach, I mean, I'm sorry, you've been proven wrong multiple times. Anyway, so Reds, I think they have a good chance of making the playoffs still.
I think they do,
I'm
too.
in on them.
I'm
I
just
think they're
trying to
really
say
hot.
that I have the stats to back it up. You just have your own opinion.
We already showed you stats.
go ahead.
You only like your stats.
Reds
But
also
anyway,
got an easy road out. Speaking of schedule,
theoretically, yeah.
yeah,
They don't play anybody over 500 in August, right?
I
still
think that
right?
might have changed.
Who changed?
A team going. Is it Phillies going over 500?
Damn, they're in first place and they were on the border of being 500.
Oh yeah, that division sucks.
Who else is in that division?
Mets, Braves.
Yeah, Mets and Braves.
Well, I know the Braves aren't
Those
doing
three.
very well.
Braves had the most
I'll pull it up right here.
average month of baseball ever. Did you see that?
In that division, Phillies, Atlanta, Mets.
They only have 3 teams?
No, they only have 3 teams competing for first
Oh,
place.
gotcha.
No, did you guys see that? The most average month of baseball ever, they said, for the Braves?
Were they all like
They went
500?
no, they went the entire month. Win, loss, 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 win.
Really?
Loss. Yeah, entire month.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
they finally broke it. It was like 17 straight games or
Did
something.
they break it with a win? Or they break it with a loss.
that would be heartbreaking with a loss.
I think they had back-to-back
We're
wins.
never getting back to 500.
I think they had back-to-back wins, but they went win-loss for the entire month.
So no, I think the Reds play the Atlanta, who's 57 and 55 right now.
So they're like right there still.
Yeah.
All right, last thing. Let's jump into this before we move on to the Olympics. But I have a conspiracy about the MLB, and we both know that the MLB is a very shady business. The Houston Astros straight up got caught cheating, and what did they get? Like,
Nothing.
Slap
See
on
Joey
the
Votto's
wrist.
comment on it.
You said multiple teams are doing it.
They interviewed him, and he
yeah.
said to think that the Astros were the only teams doing it is like asinine.
Yeah, for
And
real.
they kept quoting him.
So we were riding mountain bikes the other day, and I told Jake that Trevor Bauer gets his paid leave in quotation marks of absence extended, and I think that they caught Trevor Bauer using sticky stuff, and they kind of got him handcuffed to work as an informant for the MLB to figure out where the sticky stuff is coming from and where the pitchers are hiding them. What do you guys think?
I think that's asinine.
I think that's
but I think it's
stupid as
hilarious.
hell.
And they won't be sketchy. We both agree that it will be sketchy. To be sketchy enough to say, hey, we're throwing a sexual assault allegation at you for using sticky stuff. Little extreme.
I mean, but he's been suspended for like 2 months.
But I would say
I think there's a
for them to
reason
capitalize on the
that-
opportunity, like they didn't create the allegations, but for them to say, hey, you're not pitching, but you're going to help us figure this shit out.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we'll help you, you help us.
I could see it, but I could also see Rob Manfred sitting on the couch saying, I ain't talking to him.
Yeah.
I ain't talking to Bauer. Bauer made me look like a fool.
I'm fucking sick.
I don't fucking like Bauer.
Rob Manfred.
Bauer was not very nice to me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. But if Trevor
hey,
Bauer could save the face of the MLB with the sticky stuff, I could see Rob
I don't think
Manfred
he's
being
saving
like,
anyone's face right now. So.
Yeah, but what I was saying to Zach is like, that's insane that, I mean, we're not really going to get into it, but Trevor Bauer has become so taboo for the MLB. Literally the past 3 years, you go to MLB news, you see Trevor Bauer. The last month, it's like the guy never existed.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I know that like his allegations don't look very good, or I don't know what they look like. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
It's so taboo to talk about it, and I don't understand why.
because they have him on their side now.
So like something seems weird and fishy
Right.
to me
And
as well, but not in the same situation that he's
Griff.
He's going to frogs are gay over here.
All right, listen, hold on.
Turn the phone game.
Griff, I don't really believe it, but if this came out, would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if this came out that they caught Trevor Bauer and had his hands
And
tied
they-
behind his back?
Did they fake the allegation or not? Or they just
No,
take
like the
advantage of it?
allegation's real, but like Jake said, they're capitalizing on it. Like we're not going to say a word
I
about.
would not be surprised if they capitalize on it. I would be surprised and really upset if they faked something like
if
that.
they were going to be like, "Hey, we're going to help you out
I would-
because you have a fucked up thing
I
going
would
on."
100% not doubt that happening. I don't think it is, but I would 100% not be surprised.
But like
if the
Jake
MLB
said,
was
like
that
you don't
shady.
hear anything about Trevor Bauer.
I
Like
think that's the weirdest part.
I think,
but that's
well,
got
I
to be the
think-
media, right?
I think the MLB
Staying away
I
from
think
it.
the MLB is trying to hide as much of like that stuff as they can because like, they hate any sort of bad press at all. Like
Yeah.
just the amount of bad press they've had over the years with the steroid stuff and how big they've botched it. I think they're terrified to botch this whole thing, and they're just
Yeah.
like, we're gonna let the court system do its thing. I think that's the hands off approach they're taking.
it's so weird because it's
So-
not the MLB, it's media.
No,
right?
I agree with that.
The media can cover whatever they want. I think.
I
So
feel like
the media, they just don't touch Trevor Bauer anymore.
I feel like there's way more media stuff going on though in cities where it's more like LA and stuff like that, like where he's like actually at though. I feel like
But you know
wrong.
how media with Trevor Bauer was.
it does spread. Yeah, no, you're right.
It
It was
was
like
everywhere.
every day. It was like something on ESPN about Trevor
is
Bauer.
he still like making
Yeah.
vlogs and shit?
No,
I
he
haven't
hasn't-
checked that.
I actually looked at it today. He hasn't made a video since it started.
See,
He's gone, dude. They wiped him off the
there's some
planet.
fucking sketchy shit
MLB
going on,
just
dude.
wiped him off the planet.
I don't know. We'll
You guys
see.
laugh at me, but this is gonna come out and it's gonna be on record that I fucking called it.
I don't know.
But-
We'll see. To be fair, if you call it, you call it. I'll give you props. But I don't think it is. But
I mean, yeah.
I would not be surprised if they took advantage of the
I agree.
situation.
That's a very far fetched thing, but I mean, definitely could see it happening. But yeah, you guys got any other MLB talk before we get out of here?
Cubs suck.
Cubs suck.
Swept by the White Sox.
Well,
Cubs suck. Joey Votto still bangs.
still
Everybody
bangs.
knows. I was telling him before that I wish I could find this graphic, but Joey Votto has more home runs since the All-Star break than two teams.
Hell yeah.
2 MLB teams. So
Well, apparently
maybe
the
not as of
Pittsburgh
this,
Pirates
getting
really didn't fire their home run guy.
for those who don't know what we're talking about, Zach sent me a video of, was it the Astros?
Tampa Bay.
It was a Tampa Bay guy, and his job was literally to sit at this button and guard this button.
And
And,
then
when
press-
Tampa Bay hits home runs, he pushes the button, and it makes the siren go off for the home run. And he sent me that. And I said, I heard the Pirates home run button guy got laid off. And he believed me.
I believe
that
it,
it was
dude.
a real thing.
I told 2 people. I was like, you never guess what Jake told me.
Born yesterday.
And I feel like an idiot.
Is that rumor spread, Zach?
Well, I went to the Pirates
Dude, we're
game.
going to see on ESPN tomorrow.
No.
We're like, we started that rumor.
I went to the Pirates game a couple weeks ago, and there was no, there was nothing. So I was like, damn, he was really, he wasn't lying. But anyways, last segment, Olympics, USA won because fuck everybody else.
USA fucking rocks. We won in total medals and gold medals.
Yeah.
Because we're the best.
Yeah,
and
we are.
you know what proves that we're the fucking best? We act like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we won
America.
the Olympics, right? Like,
Right.
we don't throw
America.
parades, like
Yeah.
nothing. Like, we're just
America.
like,
I mean, it's kind of a given.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
that's like proof that we're just so like we're the best and we pretty much know it. Because imagine if another country won, they'd be throwing big parties and
Yeah.
like flipping out, and America's just like,
I also think that our
Expected that.
culture versus like if China would have won, like they celebrate a lot versus what we do. You know what I mean?
I don't know about China specifically, but I can picture other countries. Yeah.
Like that's a big thing for them to
I think
celebrate.
China celebrates one thing, and it's New Year's, right? Chinese New
Yeah,
Year.
for like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah, but that's the only 2 weeks they get off work ever.
No, yeah.
And then they go back to working 7 days a week.
So I know you guys are big fans of the Twitter brigade, and everyone on the internet. So I saw
Big
this
fans.
one person
I'm not.
bitching about the. I saw this one person bitching about the U.S. media because I think it was like a week and a half ago, roughly, or a week ago, when we were first in total medals, but like I think it was like 10 behind in gold medals or something like that, first place, because we had a huge comeback. People didn't realize that. Like, we were behind in gold medals by a decent chunk, and then we got a bunch of them in the last like week and a half and won it all.
Yeah, we caught up to China.
And basically, the person posted a picture and it said like who's winning in the medal count. It was who's winning. It was first place, right? And it showed U.S. first, China second, Russia third, or whatever, or the Russian Olympic Committee third. And then it had like the total, or had the gold medal count. So it had us as the second most gold medals, but in first place. And at the very, very end, it said total medals. We were in first place. Right, and this person was bitching, goes, the U.S. media, here they are again, is always putting USA first, no matter what, even when they're really not. And then someone quoted it and said, like, how you like it now was the same picture, and it was like first place in every single
you
medal
like it now,
count.
baby?
Yeah. And then it was like
America.
American flags and stuff like that. I thought it was funny. So
Awesome. All right, boys, well, we're going to get on out of here. Thanks for listening to Tuesday's episode of the Gridiron Garage. I'm your host, Zach Curtis. Alongside of me are the boys at Big Daddy Griff, at J Law. Follow us on Instagram at Gridiron Garage Pod. We're up on the YouTube channel, Gridiron Garage. Come listen to your boys. Come see Griff's Cubs jersey that randomly disappeared from the video. And we're out of here.